Introducing young Scott, a tiny child who adores nothing more than going fishing with his pals. Scott was raised in the safe suburbs of San Diego. However, his soul yearns for something else, the freedom to live a wild and free life as a biker. He has no idea that his dreams will take him down a dangerous path. As he becomes entangled in an intense motorcycle conflict, he will soon discover that being a renegade has a cost. And occasionally, the price is more than one could have ever imagined. The year is 1960, and in the energetic metropolis of San Diego, California, young people are feeling the winds of change sweeping through their hearts and minds. One of them is Scott, a youngster who comes from a wealthy background and receives support and care from his family. But during his rebellious phase, Scott turns to his pals for comfort, and together they become a group of bullies in high school. They look for excitement everywhere they can and live on the rush of trouble. Something happens in the tragic year of 1974 that will always have a lasting impact on young Scott's life. He's out with a friend and they want to go fishing, so they're sitting by a lake. They hear loud noises just as they are going to go fishing. This dude has just pulled over to smoke on his motorcycle. The dude is strong, has long hair, and is the epitome of a biker. He is also sporting an MC vest, more precisely, the Mongol's MC vest. Scott is ecstatic at the man's look and is certain that he will eventually resemble him. Scott sets out to change his image and become the personification of the bad lad that catches his attention after that crucial moment. Aspiring to be a football player and even displaying interest in boxing, Scott's second great love coexists with his physical endeavors, motorbikes. He starts engrossing himself in the world of two-wheeled marvels, studying motorcycle periodicals with great anticipation and daydreaming of the day he would be able to acquire a Harley. He is forced to follow his family to Hawaii once they relocate. However, he will need to choose after high school. Should he go to college or choose an alternative course of action? After giving it some thought, he decides to follow his heart's desire and goes back to San Diego, the city where his aspirations of independence and rebellion originally began. Consequently, Scott returns to the city that saw his formative years, resolve pulsing through his blood. His next chapter is set in motion by his return to the neighborhoods he knew so well, where he had formerly wandered as a high school troublemaker. He has no idea how the choices he makes in the upcoming years would affect his fate in ways he never could have predicted. Returning to the streets of San Diego, Scott is overcome with a strong urge to realize a lifelong ambition of his own, owning a motorcycle. In an effort to fulfill his dreams, he applies for a job at a construction site and works non-stop to save as much money as he can. But despite his best efforts, his ideal still feels incredibly far off. But fate has something else in store for Scott. A co-worker, seeing his unwavering drive, whispers in his ear about an unusual way for him to quickly amass money. The plan is simple. It involves the illegal sale of marijuana, a business that is well known for making rapid money. Scott is intrigued by the idea and jumps at the chance to take advantage of it. With his newfound source of wealth, Scott's ambitions come true surprisingly quickly. After paying $3,400 for it, he soon finds himself the proud owner of a shiny Harley-Davidson Superglide. Scott, first with childhood friends, sets off on thrilling rides, eager to adopt the lifestyle he has long admired. But as he delves more into the world of motorbikes, his network grows and he makes ties with members of the active biker community. Scott is drawn to one person in particular, a complete patch Mongol's motorcycle club member. Driven by their mutual passion for vast spaces, Scott and his recently acquired companion commence navigating the nearby landscape, discovering the liberty that accompanies with a motorcycle lifestyle. Just having a Mongol rider by his side opens doors for Scott into a realm that was previously unattainable. Even at the age of 18, he can enter any pub with ease, his motorcycle acting as a sign of respect and belonging. Scott quickly learns, though, that his newfound allegiance comes with a set of hazards. Historic conflict between the Mongols and their fierce adversaries, the Hells Angels, over control of California's highlands, has already begun. Scott decides to become even more immersed in the culture of the Mongols, embracing their way of life with unshakable enthusiasm despite the growing tensions. Naturally, the club's seasoned members are pleased to have such a committed new member in their midst. They call him Junior as a result. He gets so involved with the club's activities that he is seen as one of their own informally, an honorary member leading the life he had been longing for ever since that encounter by the lake. Junior takes on duties for the club, and his unwavering passion is evident. Over time, he decides to increase the intensity of his engagement. Having repeatedly demonstrated his dedication, he feels obliged to apply for full membership in the Mongols' motorcycle organization. Age, however, is a powerful barrier in his way. At the age of 29, Junior is younger than the minimal age of 21 to become a Mongol. However, the Mongols make an exception and let him into their ranks because of his undying loyalty and extraordinary dedication. Junior is called in for an important meeting with club leaders before to receiving the much-desired complete patch. They are open and honest about the risks and hazards that come with being a motorcyclist. They forewarn him of the possible outcomes, such as being buried beneath the earth or locked up behind bars. Junior decides with determination, well aware of the dangers that lie ahead. He voluntarily accepts the fraternity and gives the Mongols Motorcycle Club his all, despite the dangers. Junior's rebellious personality descends even farther into radicalism as he, the youngest full-badged member in history, accepts his new role inside the Mongols Motorcycle Club. His conduct becomes more severe by the day, to the point that he believes he must always have a gun with him. Under a blanket of unyielding conviction, Junior and his club brothers nurture the idea that they are impervious to all opponents and maintain an unflinching belief in their invincibility. However, illusions are frequently dashed by the harsh reality of life, leaving a path of dashed hopes. The Hells Angels, who are well known for their tremendous strength and influence, are the Mongols' most fearsome enemies. Sadly, Junior witnesses directly the deadly results of this rivalry as he loses many club brothers in a horrific fight with his Hells Angels rivals. He feels an excruciating amount of agony. However, destiny has one more surprise in store for Junior. One night, a bar fight becomes deadly, leaving a Hells Angels member seriously injured. Junior is shockingly placed in the center of this catastrophe and made to pay for the disaster that transpires. The Mongols are under constant pressure as a result of the police's dogged pursuit of justice, which is evident in the intense investigation they are conducting. Junior understands he needs to take quick action as the heat becomes oppressive. Junior has to make the painful choice to leave the city he once called home as the walls close in around him. He seeks safety in the strange state of Oklahoma and is comforted by the company of other Mongols members who belong to the same MC chapter. Junior assumes a new identity and deftly avoids capture, depending on his clubmates' camaraderie and support to keep him out of the sight of police authorities. For half a year, the cat and mouse game works in his favor, giving him a little break from the never-ending quest for justice. Unfortunately, those who attempt to elude fate eventually find themselves caught up in it. Junior learns that 3 of his devoted brothers have been taken into custody in relation to the unfortunate bar event. His decision to return to San Diego and give himself into the police changes his life as the burden of duty begins to weigh heavy on his shoulders. Junior gets ready to confront the serious repercussions of his actions. realizing that he is the one who is mostly responsible for them. On the other hand, Junior's club brothers give an incredible sacrifice. They accept a plea agreement that would rescue Junior from a lifetime in jail because of their unshakable friendship. They accept their fate with grace, understanding that in doing so, they preserve Junior's opportunity for atonement. Because of this, they are all sentenced to 4 to 8 years in jail, which is a reflection of the undying loyalty that characterizes their fraternity. Fortunately, Junior gets freed from jail in 1986 at the age of 26 after being granted parole. The conditions of his release, however, prove to be an overwhelming obstacle since they restrict him from having any communication with the Mongols' motorcycle club members. Despite being just a year long, the probationary term gives Junior an opportunity to escape the lunacy that had taken over his life. Remarkably, Junior seems ready to take advantage of this chance for a new beginning. He finds a respectable career and pulls away from the MC community. However, as luck would have it, he finds himself back on the open road, riding side by side with his Mongol brothers on the day his parole expires. His commitment is so strong that he becomes vice president of the club quite quickly. As expected, Junior takes on the esteemed post of national president precisely a year later, a job that looks to be a perfect fit for his leadership abilities. As national president, Junior's term ends up being nothing short of revolutionary. He is a bold and captivating commander who leads the Mongols with unyielding resolve and never falters in the face of difficulty. Junior remains unfazed as violence breaks out at the front of a motorcycle gathering as tensions between the Mongols and the Hells Angels escalate. Junior's repeated election as national president is evidence of the respect and confidence his club brothers have in him. However, in 1998, his life's path takes an unforeseen turn. A buddy motorcyclist and Junior go out for a fun-filled evening at a pub when Junior is unexpectedly attacked by someone. Even in the face of a danger with a knife, however, he quickly subdues the assailant with the help of his partner and his unwavering will. Junior rides home, choosing to move on from the event and not worry about the storm that is going to hit his life. Junior had no idea that his attacker is far from over. Driven by revenge, the assailant calls the police and reports the incident, claiming that Junior and the other rider were attacked. The wheels of justice grind quickly, and Junior's world is flipped upside down again when he is arrested right away. Junior adamantly insists that he is acting in self-defense when he confronts the cops, but the authorities don't buy it and question his version of what happened. The courtroom turns out to be an even more brutal battlefield as Junior is found guilty and given an astounding 14 years in prison. But the narrative is far from over, because his fierce attorney sets out on an unrelenting mission to find proof that would prove Junior's innocence. The attorney gathers enough strong evidence through thorough investigation to support a retrial. Junior is found not guilty this time around, since the court system is working in his favor. Recognizing the serious injustice that transpired, the court gives Junior a sizable payment of $3.2 million in compensation for the years he was wrongfully detained. Even nevertheless, Junior is still on probation and is once again required to cut all contact with his Mongol brothers. This is despite his victory. However, it appears that destiny is set to put Junior's commitment to the test. Something appears on camera that shows him drinking a beer with a club member, which is clearly against the rules of his probation. The $3.2 million are promptly revoked by the judge, who also mandates his return to jail. Junior gets imprisoned once more and enters a meditative condition. He uses his time in prison to start a new project, writing a book. Junior tells the narrative of his turbulent experiences and uses storytelling to find comfort, as one book leads to another. The prison's gates opened in 2004, ushering in Junior's much-anticipated freedom. He moves to Utah in search of comfort and stability after making the decision to leave his turbulent past behind. There, he forges a new route, falls in love, and marries his wife. As he starts a branch of the club in Utah in 2009, Junior's connection to the Mongols reappears, demonstrating his unwavering dedication to the fraternity that has shaped his life. A lot of struggles, including the lowest point of jail and the fight for justice, accompany Junior's path. Nevertheless, he perseveres, finding comfort in literature and a fresh sense of purpose in life. His story's chapters have carried him to the most desolate places on Earth. But now that he is free, he is beginning a new chapter that promises forgiveness and offers hope for a better future.